And welcome back to B&E Productions. I'm Ethan, and here we are with another Airsoft review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the CYMA or CYMA or CYMA AK. This is the CM048 or something like that. I'll throw it up on screen, it'll be in the title. But we're taking a look at it. This was my first AK or Airsoft AK. So why did I get this? I got my Crytac in, and I loved my Crytac, but I was like, you know what, I want something a little bit different. I've been playing with my Crytac for quite a few months, and I was like, you know what, I really want to change it up, try something new. And I was like, what better to try than a classic wood furniture AK? So I was looking around, I knew CYMA made great AKs, and it was more so, well, what kind of model do I want? And my Crytac is a little bit on the shorter end, so I was like, well, why don't I kind of push out, get a more longer range gun. Saw this, it was really affordable, had great reviews, and I was like, you know what, let's try it. So that's why I have this, and today I'll be going over like all of my little things that I want to go over, what I think about it, kind of the performance, and kind of the details about this. This is pretty nice. So let's get into it. So starting off at the top here, we have our kind of our huge muzzle brake slash flash hider, I guess. Right here is actually the orange tip. For filming purposes, we use this gun a lot. This is actually Lindsay's gun in the movie. If you haven't seen A Sweet Place to Die, go check it out. Orange tip here. I covered it up with electrical tape for filming purposes. I haven't painted it or changed it out just quite yet. I just kept it like that. It was just easy, simplistic. If I want to go out and play, I can just take that little piece off. To be honest, I'm not really even sure how to take this off, so to me this was the easiest solution. But it's only about maybe the size of my pinky, so like really it's not a huge amount of orange, which I can very much appreciate, rather than like this whole thing being orange. So good job there. As we move down, we have our front sight post. Sights are okay. I mean, if you've ever looked down an AK sight, or maybe like in a video game or something, it's actually pretty spot on. They're okay. I definitely think that this is a gun made for medium to longer ranges. First off, this is a super long AK, so trying to do anything like room clearing or like CQB stuff might be kind of difficult. Not saying you can't, but it's going to be a little bit harder than say you had like a chopped AK that was like this long rather than that full length barrel. But yeah, the sights are pretty clean. Don't really have a problem with them at that mid to long range. Like I said though, during CQB, trying to like maybe quickly get on sight, on target, might be a little bit difficult. That'll just come down to like practice and stuff, but we'll talk about my recommendations for that a little bit later. So on the other side here, we have like our fake cleaning rod. It's only about that long. I mean, that might actually work. Typically I like to keep like a full length cleaning rod, but this could work in like say you had an emergency or something, or maybe you get a jam or something, you can just quickly take that out and use it, which is actually pretty cool. We have our barrel, our fake gas tube, you know, mainly just cosmetic stuff here, but I think it's really nice. The texture of it is great. It doesn't feel cheap or like it's gonna break on you. It feels sturdy, which I really can appreciate. As we get further into the gun here, we have our classic wood grips. I think this is so comfortable when using and, you know, firing. I mean, there's no recoil on this, but it's just comfortable to hold and grip. So as we keep moving on down here, we have like our fake, you know, all your AK stuff here. We have our rear sight. It is adjustable. I mean, it's Airsoft. Adjusting, it's probably not going to do too much for you, but you can if you would like. We get down to like the bottom of our wood grip here. Then we get into the receiver. We have our magazine. This is a Matrix one that I bought aftermarket. I have the original magazine somewhere, but it's a standard high cap. I think it's like 400 or 500 rounds, and yeah, it's pretty good. No complaints there. This was just the one I had laying around. I like the stamped steel look, especially with like this, you know, just wood furniture AK. But Matrix mags work pretty good here. I have two different types. I have like the kind of the waffle style, like polymer, the stamped steel version, and then I also tried the blue box mags. I love these. I think they work great. In this gun, they do wobble a considerable amount, but they do fit and feed, so no worries there. In case you didn't notice, these blue box mags, they feed great, but it's wobbly as hell in this gun. Matrix one, pretty solid. And then I have a LCT Mag. This was the one that came in the LCT 12, or AK12 rather. But fits a little bit wobbly, but it fits and feeds in this, so that's pretty cool there. The AK12 or LCT 12, that one's pretty picky about mags, but you can watch that video if you want a better rundown of that. But so we have our magazines. Feed great. I haven't had any really issues with those. We have our safety selector switch, and I love this on this AK. It is so easy and smooth to actuate. So if I'm getting ready to go, I can just quickly use my thumb and get back on that trigger. No complaints there. Very easy and positive, unlike the AK-12. But that's besides the point. So we have our dust cover here, and that has the hop up behind it. Or not a dust cover, charging handle, sorry. It does not lock back like, you know, most AKs. We have our hop up. It is the bar style, so you'll slide it either forward or backwards to adjust your hop up. It's not my favorite kind of hop up, but it's what we're working with here, so not really any issues there. One detail I do like is they have like a bar here, and then they have like kind of like a ruler on the inside, so you can be like, okay, say I'm changing the weight of my BBs, then I know if I'm using this weight, it will be at this notch. And then if I'm using this, it'll be at a different notch. So that is kind of cool. But yeah, not my preferred. But I've never really had any issues with that. We're going to flip to the other side for a second here. We do have a accessory rail here. Or a rail mount here. So say you wanted to put aftermarket optics on here, you totally can. I think this mount was either $15 or $20. Can't remember, but it works great. You'll just slide your mount onto the rail and then tighten it. Okay, and we're back. Sorry about that weird cut. I was just having an issue putting it on for a second because I haven't done it in a year, because I used to run it like this. I will say if you are trying to use this in like more closer quarters, I guess, I would definitely recommend putting a red dot on here. But speaking about close quarters, let's throw in the chrono. 354, 354, 353, 357, 354, 354, 353. Okay, rate of fire. Looking at 11 BBs a second. So coming back from the chrono, you can see that the numbers are a little bit high, and for trying to play indoors CQB, the number it's too high to play that. And if you watched my AK-12 video, you'll see that I was pretty critical about that gun for being too high. However, I do believe there is a difference in these two guns, meaning, like, for me, this kind of gun would be that long to mid-range gun, so having a little bit of extra FPS isn't that big of a deal to me. I'm not gonna be the guy trying to clear rooms and, you know, be doing a whole lot of CQB type stuff with this gun. First off, because this thing is a beast. This thing is really heavy, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm not exactly planning on using this for that. I mean, maybe if it was just me and my friends, if we're doing, you know, some kind of fun private game, then maybe. But other than that, no, this is like an outdoor gun, those kind of longer range fields. So that's the reason why I don't mind the FPS being too high on this one. For the AK-12, it's got a folding stock. It's like pretty tacked out, you know, it's got rails. The barrel's a little bit shorter. Like, that's a gun that I would, you know, kind of more consider being indoors for, but that one was way too high. That's why I was more critical with that one, and why I'm not as critical about the FPS with this. FPS, pretty solid. Like, it doesn't feel sluggish. It feels smooth when I'm firing full auto. I don't feel like I don't have enough firepower. Chrono and range, I've never had a problem with it. Like I said, this is definitely more of a gun for outdoor use. We got the grip. The grip is nice, just standard AK grip. I like the angle. It's not like too crazy. It's comfortable. But getting back into the stock here. So this is where our battery lives. We have 2 screws on the rear of the stock here. You'll need a Phillips head screwdriver. You'll unscrew those. And then that's where our battery lives, like I said. I've been able to get away with a 9.6 volt, this standard battery. The way that this is, there's like a huge fuse in there, and it's got a pretty good length of wire, so it's kind of a pain in the ass to get batteries in and out of. Comparable in size is this 11-1 LiPo. I haven't tried it, to be honest. I probably should have, because these are actually like really similar in size. So I'll actually try that, and I'll put up if it worked or not. But I chronoed it, and I played with the 9.6 volt, never had any issues. Plus, it's just like, it's easy to get in and out. Since this is split, I don't know if that'll be a problem or not. Like I said, I'll try it and I'll let you know, like on the screen here. So that is kind of one of my gripes, is that it is screws back here. I understand why they did it, because trying to put like the pin style on here, or like where it just like clips in, that would probably be pretty fragile or not reliable. So I understand why they did it, but say I'm out in the field and my battery dies and I need to switch, it's not going to be quick. And then you have 2 screws to worry about if you're in the field, so that is just something to note there. Honestly, this is probably my least favorite feature of the gun, because this is really solid. I like it. It's comfortable. It's sturdy. It's heavy. I know if I put batteries and BBs in it, it's going to function. We do have 2 sling mount points here. We have one up on the front of the handguard to the left-hand side, and then we have like our, not exactly swivel, but we do have the rear sling mount on the left-hand side of the stock. But overall, this is just a very enjoyable, affordable, and just, it's a good gun. I really enjoy it. I think it's well worth the price. And I haven't had to do any maintenance to it. I've had it for maybe 3 or 4 years now. I've had it quite a while, and I really enjoyed it. So if you have any more questions about this or a different gun, just let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and have a great rest of your day.